What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 of the most compliment-getting fragrances in my collection. I was only going to do 5, but then I started looking more at my collection. And I'm like, I haven't mentioned this one before. So I decided to do 7, just because, why not? Some of these are new fragrances that I've got, and they weren't in the last video. So I decided to redo the video. If I do repeat some fragrances, I do apologize. I do not think I have too many redundant fragrances in this video. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Pretty much what inspired this was a compliment I did get today. So I was like, might as well just get an updated list of some of the complimented fragrances in my collection. So first we're going to go ahead and start off with my fragrance of the day that got a compliment. It's going to be L'Homme Ideal Parfum. So I do have the Extreme. And I do have the Parfum. Today I was wearing it just because I haven't worn this one too much, just to see what the differences are. You do get a little bit more of the sourness. Sounds weird to say, but it is slightly sour compared to the Extreme. But I believe it's from the amaretto note that this fragrance has. Now, I didn't really think this fragrance really projected, just because it's not, for myself at least, it's not too crazy. But apparently it was combating Dior Sauvage Elixir, because Sauvage Elixir, for you guys that know, I have recommended it a lot, especially at work. So I have a few coworkers that do wear the fragrance. So I did have one of my other coworkers pretty much stand in the middle of us, and she was like, I decided to stand in the best part. I forgot exactly what she said, but she pretty much was standing between us. She was really happy she stood in between us. So it was a Sauvage Elixir mixing with the Guerlain. And I was like, I don't really think it's me. It's probably, him, because I could smell him. And he's maybe 15 feet away from me. And then she was like, no, I could smell you and I could smell him. So, I guess a secret performer, maybe. So yeah, that was for today. That kind of inspired the video. Next is a fragrance I have been complimented on before. You could definitely get more compliments on this fragrance. I just don't really wear it too much anymore. Not really too sure why. I just kind of stopped reaching for it. I just started reaching for other things. It's going to be Reflection Man. I'm not too sure if I've put this fragrance in one of the other videos, but I have gotten complimented on this fragrance. This was a few months ago, and I used to wear this fragrance more. It was the scent trail that I left behind. I was walking in front of someone. That was actually one of my customers at a different job I had at the time. I was walking in front of them, and it was my scent trail. But yeah, anyways. Reflection Man, don't overspray it. I think if you overspray it, and especially if you're like in a sweaty kind of environment, it kind of makes this fragrance rough to enjoy smelling, just because I have worked somewhere where someone was working, like it's one of those sweaty type of jobs, and they were wearing this fragrance and oversprayed. I did not enjoy working next to them. It was definitely not Reflection Man. It was the clone. I did ask, so it was the clone, and I could also smell the difference. It's like I did have I think it was not Refuck. I forgot the name of the clone. But clone is similar, but to my nose, I could smell the difference. Next is another recent compliment getter that's going to surprise you on this list, especially if you're not a big fan of Red Tobacco by Mancera or any tobacco notes like that. It's going to be Triumph de Bacchus. This is the Eau de Parfum, not the Elixir. I got complimented on this fragrance. It might have been, the last time I wore it. I haven't really worn it too much. This is actually the last time I wore it. I did receive a compliment on this fragrance. It was really far into my day, which I didn't really think was projecting too loudly, but they did smell the fragrance I was wearing. It was kind of a weird compliment, but it's a compliment. So definitely wanted to add it on this list. Watch your sprays on this one for sure. But yeah, Triumph de Bacchus. It's an interesting one. Keep in mind, like, let's say you guys are worried about my attire. Some of you guys are worried about my attire to go to work. This is this is after a 13-hour day. I just got home, all right. Give your boy some slack. Polo. I normally wear polos, slacks to work. My hair is in a better state that it is now, especially going into work. But it is what it is. Next is going to be the most complimented fragrance of my collection, even though it's the most recent pickup. You guys probably know which one it is. It's going to be Imagination. Imagination is like the compliment beast in my collection all of a sudden. Never have been complimented so much with the fragrance. So Imagination, trust me about the hype. The hype is definitely, like, it's truthful what they're saying about these compliments. I know you're probably hating on Louis Vuitton. I know you don't want to believe it, but it is what it is. All right. If maybe you smelled it, you don't really like it, but trust me, other people really like it. If you're really interested in just compliments, if you're interested in just getting compliments, you're gonna have to pay the pretty penny for this fragrance. But trust me, it's gonna get you a lot of compliments. Next, this is a fragrance that people say, if you don't want to buy Imagination, you can go with this fragrance, and this would fill in the gap for you. I don't really see it. It's like not even close to being the same fragrance. It's going to be Gentle Fluidity Silver by MFK. So I've seen that some people say you could replace Imagination with this. I know I haven't gotten complimented on this fragrance because I haven't worn it too much. I'm trying to wait for it to warm up a bit, but I haven't really worn this fragrance too much. I know a lot of reviewers do get compliments supposedly on this fragrance. I can see why. Really clean, easy to like fragrance. Juniper forward. I don't know if it's musk, but it's like a clean musk. Not aquatic. It's really clean. It's a really clean scent. Very easy to get complimented. Definitely not hard to wear at all. So that would be Gentle Fluidity Silver by MFK. Next is a fragrance that I have been complimented on the real deal, and I've been complimented on the clone, which was Immortal by Maison Alhambra. They have a new name for it, I believe now. I'm not too sure. Is it Immortal? I don't remember. All right, but pretty much it's L'Immensité. I've gotten complimented by my boss with L'Immensité. She actually also complimented me with the clone of L'Immensité. Clone's pretty decent. This is a little bit more aquatic. The Maison Alhambra clone has like a denser version of it. So there is a pretty big difference, but the clone's still pretty good if you're not looking to spend Louis Vuitton money, and it's going to get you compliments. Another clone that's pretty good, that's a Tiger clone, is Tarathi Blue. I used to have a sample of that way back when. And it's actually a pretty decent clone of Tiger. But Tiger and that L'Immensité by Maison Alhambra clone, the Immortal clone, are pretty similar with that Tarathi Blue. So just in case you already have Tarathi Blue, it's kind of redundant to get the Maison Alhambra clone. If you want to have both and be redundant, then it is what it is. And lastly, this is my fiance's favorite fragrance. This is a designer fragrance that, it doesn't really smell like too many designers out there. It's going to smell like some Ralph's Club. I believe it's the Eau de Parfum. It's going to be Rockstud Noir by Valentino. Born in Roma, Rockstud Noir. This fragrance I didn't really hear too much talk about, or it's not really talked about in the community. This is probably the most different smelling Valentino from the ones I've tried, at least. So yes, it sticks out in the line of Valentinos, but is it a unique scent? It is not. You could find, I believe it's, I'm not mistaken, it's Ralph's Club's Eau de Parfum. It smells really close to this. If you want to save some money. I haven't really seen this one on discounters or anything like that, but I haven't really looked for it either. But that's going to be the 7 fragrances that have gotten me compliments, or that will get you compliments. But yeah, keep in mind, it's also how you dress as well. If you're dressed up a little better and you're presenting yourself well, it also helps with compliments. Sometimes they might just compliment you with how you smell, but sometimes they might just compliment you overall. That is all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like, subscribe. Let me know which are your most complimented fragrances, just so you know you can help me out like I'm helping you out right now. I'm not gatekeeping, so don't gatekeep on me. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.